Hi. So, what is the difference between a stack of delicious glazed donuts and photography? Well, the purpose of this channel is to demonstrate there should be no difference. Both should be just as enjoyable. I've been taking some photos lately with a very reasonably priced camera, an old one, and some very cheap lenses that are manual focus only. I can't use the automatic focus that most modern day cameras offer. And so why am I doing that? Well, when I get into manual focus, I get more into photography. It also gets me prepared to do what I want to do more of this year, and that's to shoot some film footage. When I say film footage, I mean from a film 35mm camera, an old one, a Nikon FT2 to be exact, and I have two of those, which I mentioned earlier. When I get up to 1,000 subscribers, which is nothing to a normal YouTuber, I'm going to give one of those away. But in the meantime, when I do the hand focusing, it gets me back to the basics of photography. I have to think about what I'm doing. New technology, for me, I'm speaking for me, takes away the discipline that I learned early on in my photography career. Some people say, will technology replace the actual photographer themselves? And I say it already has started to do that. And it's not really the fault of a professional photographer. They just have to use the tools available that the client is demanding that they use. Instead of manually focusing everything, we have technology at our fingertips where we can shoot just an insane amount of photos per second. And the ability of cameras to capture the image and focus on it instantaneously is just insane. But if you're going to be an action photographer, you got to have it because the client wants to see something quickly, especially if you're doing like concerts or even ball games of any type. If you don't deliver it within a reasonable amount of time, usually 24 hours, what you just shot is ancient history. They've moved on to something else. So you've got to have those tools. And there's YouTube sites out there that will give you specific applications to certain genres that you're going to be shooting. One of the best is Frono's Photos. Now, I don't do anything that he does. I don't shoot that kind of photography, but I never miss his videos because they're very entertaining, and it keeps me up to date on equipment that I never would even consider because it's not in my realm of photography. He takes people's photos they send in and he critiques them, and he would hate mine because he's looking at it through the eyes of the type of photography that he does, and people that ask him to to critique their photos are looking to have the same type of style that he does. So after you go through all down the rabbit hole of YouTube photography and everything, you're going to find people that have styles that you want to emulate, and they can help you as you get started. But I'm trying to get back to the basics because I want to have fun. And I'm going to take you out today on a little shoot that I did and show you the pictures that I got from that shoot, and we'll look at them. And you know what? I think that with a little development, we're going to get some stuff that looks pretty doggone good. I want this YouTube channel to also address what maybe a brand new photographer would want. I've got some friends that are looking at this, and they've got really young children that want to start taking photos. And so we're going to get into a little bit more of the technical side of what we're doing here, but not at the expense of having fun. So let's go ahead and take a little journey out in an area close to my house and see what we can find to shoot. We'll take some photos, some captures, as we like to say in the trade, and then we'll come back and we'll look at them and see how they compare to maybe what we're seeing out there in the world. One thing I want to say right now is that you don't need the latest equipment and the most expensive equipment to take great photographs. Just look back at our photographic heroes in the past. These guys were shooting with just, to us, the most archaic equipment, just these little, hardly any pixel, well, why should I say pixel? They were shooting on film. And so they had one shot at it. And in that shot, they had to get their composition correct. They had to get their exposure correct. They had to get their focus correct. And you know what? There's pictures that will never be as good as those. And so they got that on old, just rudimentary, as we would look at it today, cameras and lenses. And yet their photos will stand the test of time. So let's just take what we got, do the best with it, and try to stay engaged with our photography. Not let the camera and technology take over, but let's be involved in it, because that's the fun part. Again, you can change. It's okay to change camera settings and get in different lighting scenarios, shoot at different times of the day. Just have fun. You know, I guarantee you that most of our photos are not going to stand the test of times like Ansel Adams or some of the greats that may be familiar names to you. But anyway, let's get on down the road here. Let's get outside and take a look at some things that we might be able to photograph around my area, and then let's come back and look at them. Okay, so here we are in a field out in front of my house, and let's see if we can find something that would be fun to take a picture of. Let me get a little bit wider angle here. There we go. Well, that old shed's gonna be interesting maybe. That boat is not what I'm looking for. Let's see. There is an old car though, an old Mustang. There it is right there. Yeah, we'll get some shots of that. And let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, this old building over here. I'm shooting right into the sun here, so bear with me. This is all handheld too, folks, so I'll be a little jittery. Yeah, I like this shit. I see all kinds of things we can do with this. Let's see what we're looking like over here. Oh yeah. So we got this shed. Ooh, overexposed. There's no boat down there. We might walk down there and take a shot of that too. But yeah. So yeah, let me get the old trusty X Pro 1 out. What have I got on here? Yeah, it's a high
$75, 7 Artisans 51.2 lens, and we'll take some pictures with that.
Whew, we're back in here. It was cold out there. It's cold in North Carolina today. Beautiful day though, beautiful. You don't mind if I take a little sip off this, a little hot coffee? Oh, that's good. I am totally addicted to coffee. I'm not gonna deny it. Some people call it Christian crank. You can call it whatever you want to. It just makes me feel good. All right, so we're back, and I already got the pictures. I keep saying pictures. The photographs, the captures. I got them loaded onto my computer, and I've got them set up here so I can look at them on my phone and tell you what we're looking at. Okay, this first one that we got posted up here is the car that we saw out there. It's an old Mustang. I think maybe it was one of the first ones back in the 60s. But the first photograph that we're looking at, I shot this one with the 50 millimeter 7 Artisans lens, and I had it wide open at the 1.2, and so this photo is going to show you what the effect of a wide open lens does. First of all, you know, the light was a lot brighter, so I had to adjust other things. I think maybe just the shutter speed to get this thing so it wouldn't be overexposed. But if you look at it in the background, you see how soft the background is. So it brings the car to the front, makes it the main focus of the image. And if you'll look at the headlight, the one on the far left side as we look at it, which would normally be the right side of the car if you were sitting in the driver's seat. But anyway, I focused on that and did my handheld focusing or my manual focusing on that spot, and so you can see everything behind that starts to soften up, and so that brings the focus onto that area of the car, and yet gives us a good representation of the whole car. So then the next shot I did, I moved that aperture, which was wide open, I closed it down so I could get a lot of things in the background as well as the foreground in focus. Now I closed it down to 5.6. And as you can see, we can see the forest a little better. We can certainly see detail in the car a lot better than we did on that first one. And so it's just a matter of choice. What do you want to show? Is that the way you want to show this thing? Sorry, I had my cap down so low you couldn't see half my face. So that's up to you. And I don't even know which one I like best now. But let's move on. Here's the next one is the old structure out there. I guess it was a shed of some type. And I did some editing on this, and you know what? I'm not really happy with it. I wish I'd just taken it right out of camera. Those other two photos of the car were right out of camera. So let's just move on. Here's a little detail of part of that shed. Just like, you know, the grain is interesting, and again, this is shot at 1.2 and no editing. Let's see. Oh, I found something that I didn't see while we were walking around out there. I found an old farm implement, a plow. Probably well, obviously one that required a mule to operate. And again, this is straight out of camera. I did 1.2, so all the photo in the foreground is nice and sharp, and then it gets nice and soft as we move back. And let's see if we, and here's this one. It's a detail of the door of that old shed. Again, you can see that I was able to grab some pretty good focus. A lot of detail there, just by focusing by hand. So, let me see, did I get anything else while we were out there? I think that's it. Yeah, that's all we did. So what I'm just trying to emphasize maybe with these pics and these early YouTube content episodes is that everything is out there ready to be photographed. And every time you go out, it's going to be different. The lighting, the season, everything is going to affect the way it looks. This is YouTube content, of course, requires technology, but at the same time, there's a lot of hands-on stuff going on here, which I love it. That's why I'm doing this. And I'm learning, and I'm sharing my opinion about photography. And it does not mean that it's right. I hope it's not all wrong, but I'm sharing my opinion, and what I'm just thirsty for is that you share your opinions on how you're finding fun again, or just starting out in your photography life. It's just something that keeps me just vital, I guess. You've probably already guessed that I'm not a youngster. I just turned 77 recently, but I am really enjoying life. And so as I get out of the old and get into the new, like finding new ways to enjoy photography, writing new songs, playing different instruments, playing with different people, it keeps me active. Honestly, I would not trade my life with anybody's at any of their ages. I am happy where I'm at, and part of that goes to the fact that what I love to do, I keep trying to have fun at it. Now, thank goodness I'm able to make money as a photographer. I've tried other dances in my life, and if it's not involved in artistic creativity, I don't do so well. But I am just loving this, and again, the views that I'm getting are blowing me away. The last one I just did, it's only been out a couple of days. It's got 7 views. Okay, quit laughing, you guys that have 1 million views every time you post a video. But I'm enjoying it, and I hope it'll grow. Again, I solicit your comments. Tell me what you'd like to see. We're going to get a little bit more technical here on the next video about, what is aperture? What is the correct exposure? And we're going to look again at photos that we're taking and see where we can improve, or maybe where we're satisfied. But please subscribe. I've got 2 subscribers now. I don't know who they are, but I really appreciate it. So if you'll subscribe, like this video, and tell your friends about the channel. I can grow this thing, and I've got some ideas about if we can get a little support from some people, and that only comes through subscriptions and views and likes and all that. I've got some things that I hope will be really, really fun in the future. Anyway, love y'all. You have a great day, a great evening, whatever time you're watching this this video, and I'll see you in a couple of days.